Hello, good morning everyone. It's Ismail again with a new topic, continuing talking about negotiation. And as we've been discussing, why is it really important to know your counterpart's style, to know your counterpart's personality, to know your opponent's way of analyzing the stuff, all these kind of stuff that is going to help you get a win-win situation in the negotiation. Today we're going to talk about something really similar to it, something is going to help you develop a really good relationship with your counterpart. Something is going to help you if you study it really well before start negotiating with your counterpart. Is going to help you maintain a good healthy relationship with your opponent in the future and in the present as well. We're going to talk about cultural differences. How do cultural differences have a big effect on the negotiation? The fact that you are coming from a different culture or different from a different country, different continent, you are already different. Therefore, you're going to have these kind of, I would say, small conflicts. Sometimes get bigger, but they will start smaller conflicts that is going to make it really difficult for you to continue negotiating with your counterpart. Let's define culture. What is culture? Culture actually is a set of norms, values, traditions, and social behaviors of a particular group or society. And culture is divided into two types. First, the first one is the high context culture. An example of countries or nations from high context culture are the Japanese or the Asians in general, and Arabs, Latin Americans. How do they actually try to build trust with you or to maintain a relationship or a longer relationship? They treat you with warmth. They treat you in a more warm environment. They will try to look for similarities between you and them as your counterpart, because that one makes them really feel comfortable to be, whenever they find a similarity between you and them, they'll be like, this is the person that I want. We look similar. We have a lot of things in common, and they would never mind be asked about their personal informations, not the deeper ones, but the ones that it is okay for you to give or talk about it to your counterpart or the person that you're negotiating with. The second type is the low context culture. An example of this kind of culture are the Europeans in general, Swiss, Germans, and Scandinavians. How do they try to build a relationship with you? How do they develop a trust between each one of you or between the two parties? They are there actually, it is exactly the opposite of the high context culture. They are not there to talk about their personal information. They're there for a particular reason. I want to talk about my topic. I want to talk about my negotiation. I want to try to finish them healthy for both of us, hopefully. This is what they hate, or rather feel uncomfortable being asked about their personal information or their life or their home life. So yeah, how would you know that actually you are now experiencing cultural differences in the negotiation? There will be a lot of things that you will feel that you are not able to understand them, not able to maintain or to talk about them well with your counterpart. The first thing is the desire to have a longer relationship, or is this going to be, or you're going to ask yourself this kind of questions: is this going to be a long relationship, or is this for this one time? And then we're gonna figure it out in the future if we want to continue or no. You're gonna have difficulties deciding: am I gonna be so direct with this opponent? Am I going to be direct or indirect to him? My communication style, is it going to be formal or informal? And how you going to decide the final call? Who going to decide the final call? Is it going to be made by a leader, or are we going to choose a leader where they're going to decide this is what's going to happen, or this is the final decision? Or is it going to be unanimity? All of them will share or will decide or will have the opportunity to have their opinion or decide what is going to happen. This kind of things that will definitely take place in a negotiation. That's why we keep saying cultural differences are there in the negotiation. Therefore, you have to be mindful of them before they start. You have to be well prepared before going meet your counterpart. It is really important to know your counterpart's culture, what kind of personality they are, how they will deal in this negotiation process or the session. Thank you so much for listening to my video. Hopefully you got something useful from it. And please, if you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe and wait for the next videos. And thank you for your support.